And welcome, race fans, to the Fantasy of Speed here at iRacing Super Speedway. We are live at Numb Thumb's Racing League Xfinity Series here tonight with the Jimmy Strong 210. We had a fantastic come-together race on Saturday where, well, everybody behaved themselves, including myself. I know, far be it to believe. I was being able to race down there with them, and big thank you to HBR TV for putting on that broadcast. That was absolutely phenomenal, and we appreciate it. And we continue the great race in action here this weekend, here tonight, as we see 70 laps come up from these guys here tonight, and they are going to be action-packed to say the least. So let's go ahead and get things all started on up with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back. As always, we wouldn't be able to bring races like this to you without some fantastic partners. Over here, we got Track Bar Media jumping on board here this season. Go ahead, go check them out for IRL and sim racing, photography and video edits. Same thing with JP Designs and 3D prints. Get in contact with him. I actually have to get in contact with him because I forget who. But I got a free paint job getting done by somebody, so we'll have to talk about that one here in a little bit. We got so be sure to go talk to him. Also, big thank you to AdminBoxx here as well, the premier button box solution for race control admins. At the push of a button, throw black flags, wave rounds, yellow flags, whatever have you. You can do it just right there. Quick little button push. So thank you, AdminBoxx, for jumping on board here this season, as well as we got TrackDogsRacing.com. Be sure to go over there because there is still some of that hashtag Jimmy Strong's merch up at the store. So be sure to go check them out and get some purchases being made. I still need to get in there and get me a hat because it's a pretty slick looking hat. So big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com, being the merchandise supplier here for the Numb Thumbs Racing League, as well as, excuse me, talked about Track Bar Media, SimGearCentral.com, some of the greatest looking button boxes I've ever seen, because they've got all the buttons, dials, push knobs, turn stuff, whatever have you, all on there at your fingertips, where it can help you out in whatever sim, whether it be flight sim, farm sim, truck sim, iRacing sim. It all comes down to just having those extra little buttons there at your disposal, and they really help. So go ahead, check them out at simgearcentral.com and let them know that AAA Broadcasting and NTRL sent you on over there for 10% off your next order. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am very pleased to be joined by two of my best friends here, Mr. Alan English up in the booth with me here tonight. Alan, we return to iRacing Super Speedway, the 3-mile demon that sometimes leaves people walking away here just having nightmares.
Sometimes. Oh, man. Just about every time we come here. Of course, there's a reason why they didn't build this track in real life. It's because the local morgue would be filled up with bodies every time you had a race here. I mean, it's just too damn dangerous. The speeds we're going to see out here are going to be ridiculous. These guys right now under qualifying, running by themselves in a lone qualifier, are breaking 225 miles an hour. And they're going to go a hell of a lot faster than that in the draft. So you ain't going to want to miss this one, folks. It's going to be crazy.
That it will be, and all for the craziness is Mr. Adam Turner down there on pit road. Adam, we're looking forward to this beating and banging action, and not all of it comes on purpose or willingly. It's just a design of this track.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see some anger. I know I talk about it all the time. I'm still waiting for the big one to happen where everybody starts like really getting angry and fighting. I hadn't seen that yet. But this track has got potential because it's a bruiser, man. 70 laps, it's 3 miles long. I don't know, English, what's the math in Louisiana?
210 miles.
Oh, y'all have the same system, empirical system. One fast repair,
Miracle.
70% fuel, minus 5% power, which is a little strange. I'm not sure why we're doing that, but probably
I can
give them a
tell
little
you.
bit more control. 5 sets of tires, 25 incident points. You're going to be disqualified. So, turns 1 and 3, watch out.
And
Derek Welch did make an announcement over the radio to the drivers pre-qualifying that they pulled 5 horsepower out because it seemed 5% horsepower out of these cars because it seemed to make them a lot more stable running around here and a little bit more easier to control. You're right there, Adam. That's
indeed.
why.
And you know what? It makes all the difference in the world as we take a look at tonight's race info. Thankfully, bright sunny skies here in the virtual land of Chelmsford, Massachusetts, as currently we've got a little dusting of snow going on. That would be something fun to watch now, wouldn't it? Watching these guys literally skate around there doing 200 miles an hour. But nonetheless, a beautiful day down there for everybody, bringing us down to that key to the race. And how many times have we seen it? You got to hold that wheel tight, especially coming in and exiting these corners. Man, they have absolutely no give whatsoever, and you will go flying up that racetrack quicker than Amelia Earhart.
I'm telling you, it's a mentally taxing ordeal here in pack racing. And it's going to be physically demanding for these guys as well, as they're going to be nose to tail, just doing their best, white knuckling it, just trying to stay behind that car in front of them. So, yeah, both departments, body and mind, it's going to really mess with these guys today.
Yeah, the wind coming off the cars themselves due to the speed, it'll throw the cars behind them and beside them kind of around a little bit, so you really are going to have to hang on to the wheel. And then that transitions in I think it's 1 and 3, where there's just a huge dip in the track and makes for some awesome crashes because it tends to push everybody up the track in 1 and 3 if you don't hold that line just perfect.
That indeed, as we pace around here behind this pace car. Apparently, I need to change something here. Hold on a second. You guys keep talking.
Roger that. We're still in the qualifying session here. We want to say thank you to all the YouTube chatters out there we've gotten so far, all the viewers who have joined us here tonight. Jessica Stubblefield and Jennifer Ray are here for Stub Nation. Vincent Short says, Shorty Nation in the house. 7-Eleven Trick is here, pulling for Vincent Short. Let's see who else we got out there. Justin's pulling for the 42 machine. Lauren Stubblefield out here for Stub Nation. Mike Abston says, howdy boys, ready for some racing fun. We're ready for some fun out here for sure. It's gonna be nuts out there tonight, y'all.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and this begins just a fun week. Everybody hopefully gets to spend with their friends and family, and food and football, racing, hanging out with us. English, do you like the canned cranberries or like cranberry sauce, or do you like none?
I don't eat any of it really. Cranberry stuff.
Oh, you get. Oh, you're go. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Call me a communist
Go,
or something.
are you French or something? Go back to France, boy. Can't even. I can't even start with you tonight.
That's the only thing.
You don't like a nice taste
Additional.
of cranberry on a turkey? A little bit, just a touch, you know. All right.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind a few fresh, actual, like cranberries in the stuffing. Just give it a little extra, that little tartness,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be in the dressing. I put it on the side, And
Put it in a pie or something.
oh, it doesn't belong in a pie.
It don't belong on turkey neither. I said what I said.
We'll have the octagon match between me and English after the race. Whoever wants to join, since nobody else wants to fight, we'll fight. set it up down here at where are we? Boston, I guess, is where iRacing
Boston.
Speedway
Yeah.
is supposed to
Close to
be. Boston area. You got your everything squared away there, Brown?
Yeah.
I know you're hitting all the buttons like you're sending a space shuttle up.
Yeah, in preparation for tomorrow night, I forgot I had changed some settings, and the driver cameras that we have available to us were not appearing, but they are now. So you saw there, we had Kevin Winker racing there, having a good time. We also have Zeth Hawley up on the face cam, Tom Wilson, Double O Joe Bennett, and Vince Short available to us here once we head on out to the track. As well as we can finally publicly apologize to the 20 machine. We had been saying his name wrong, and he had let me know, and I was looking forward to correcting it. Problem was, he hasn't raced with us for a couple of weeks. So the 20 is Jamie Abrule.
Abrule. Okay.
Abrule. He said, dang Germans got him. That's where his last name is coming from over in Germany. So thank you, Jamie, for the correction there, and we hopefully do not go back on it. Our track record's pretty good, and once we learn the actual correct way to say something, we had to stick with it.
Give us a couple of stutter steps in there. A couple of hesitations, we'll get it. Jamie Abrule. Got it.
Yeah. Duly noted. Try not to mess that one up again. We mess a lot of things up, but we do like being corrected when we need to be, so appreciate that. What's Strom saying out there, English? I can't
Our
read.
buddy Adam Strom, he might be back. I think he might be back in Minnesota now. I know he had a trip out to sunny California to get some tan on those white legs of his. He says, howdy fellas, looking forward to the great night of racing. He said, hey Turner, I'm down on pit road, just running a bit late. Had some problems with some people trying to take his cold case of Ice House. He says, but he'll be there soon.
Well, who would try to take a case of Ice House?
I don't
Well,
know.
we gotta have to get to the
spammers.
We have to get to the bottom of that. Well, I'm bringing it on down here. We'll celebrate the Cowboys' victory over the Vikings today. What a beatdown that was.
Oh, you ain't kidding, but talking about a beatdown, one driver is going to be starting up here at the top of this field as everyone finishes their qualifying, and we head on down for the official starting grid here, and that gets us kicked off with that 33 of the Gambler. Paul Ferdiani picking up that pole position here tonight. You got the 19 of Justin Lawson. I saw his back bumper a few times the other day. He's going to start on his outside in second. The 48 of Zeth Hawley will be starting here in third, with the 23 of Mark Collins starting in fourth. 51, Matt Layton will be starting in fifth, with the inverse of that, the 15, Vincent Short. He's going to be starting here in sixth. 13 of Paul Durkee, one of the best Bruin paint schemes out there, starting here in seventh. Got the 03 of Dylan Bryant going to be starting out here in 8th. 42 of Kevin Winker, one of our friends up there in the north. Going to start here in 9th with the 69 of Larry Dickerson. Running out tonight, starting top 10.
Brandon Coleman in the 8 car will start in 11th. Outside row number 6, Chris Klein in the 18. 27 to Tom G. Wilson will be starting in 13th place in the 27. And his inverse, the 72 Chandler Paul, starting his outside on row 7. 747 of Albert Anderson and the 67 of Nathan Cubby Stanley making up a row number 8. Row number 9 is going to be the 31 of Scott Miller and the 79 of Stubbs, Timothy Stubblefield. And row number 10, and rounding out your top 20 tonight, the 1 of Derek Welch and the 00 of Joe Bennett.
751, Michael Adamson starts 21st. Number 20, Jamie Brule. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Brule, 22nd. Tom Barish, old trusty Tom, number 55, double nickel, 23rd. And the oldest human being in iRacing, the 110, Richard Michelob Gray, will round this thing out.
And there you have it. And that is your starting field here tonight from iRacing Super Speedway as these drivers get their engines all fired on up here and follow that pace car around this racetrack, getting ready to head on down there for the for the first green flag of the evening. I'm sure it won't be the last time that we see that. And I also found out, English, that, you know, apparently if you're a driver, even though you have previously broadcasted, there's no such thing as a broadcaster cursed as you're a driver.
Really?
Because I was doing everything in my power to get a last-minute caution here and there, trying to get myself back on the lead lap on Saturday, saying, oh, we're not going to see a caution. Oh, this person's not going to do anything stupid. No, nothing happened.
Well,
I call BS on this.
Big shout out to the boys over there at Holler Boys Racing TV for broadcasting that awesome charity race Saturday night. They do a great job over there. Go check them out on Facebook. Holler Boys Racing TV.
That indeed, and just a little update on from last I heard, it was well over that $1,000 raised mark. So that is absolutely fantastic. That is all of you guys, the drivers, the fans, all those donations and everything. Thank you guys so much. Every single one means a difference out there. So thank you guys so much. As we get ready to get stacked back up here, lined up for the first time here tonight, green flag racing from iRacing Super Speedway in this Num Thumbs Racing League Xfinity Series race. The 48 pushing the 33 as hard as he dares to here, as up on that high side, Justin Lawson looking for some help from the 23 of Mark Collins, not quite able to get it though, as they head on down and around turns 1 and 2, looking pretty clean. And you know what? I didn't see a big wash up. I know these guys weren't quite up to 100% speed there yet, though, but that 5% is already looking like it's helping out.
Well, not only that, you know, we did see a good checkup though there on the start. Looks like the 15 of Vincent Short in that Track Bar Media car had a little bit of trouble getting going.
And he's 3 wide right now as Albert Anderson is down on the bottom. The 18 of Chris Klein was sitting there in the middle. They're able to figure that thing on out here as they come back down and across the line, completing our first lap of the evening here tonight. Up at the front, though, it's still that 33 and the 48 working hard together, as the 13 Paul Durkee now trying to get some runs here. Ooh, got some cars going onto the apron. They're exiting the corner, able to collect it back together. But man, oh man, this track is one of those tracks where you don't want to touch that apron at all, even on the straightaways, because there's such a difference just like that as the 51 bounces off of it and almost gets up into the 19.
That's something we see every time here. Guys will get down there, they'll get comfortable being right there on that, you know, that transition point, and they'll get a little too far over, and it's too late to catch that car. It's already going around as soon as you start crossing the road.
It's just, there's minimal room for error here. There you go, right there.
72.
Ooh, big pile
Oh,
up here.
my
We got
goodness.
cars flipping and flying. Oh man, absolute brutality down there. 23.
There's so many missing hoods and bumpers.
Mark
Oh,
Collins getting involved. The one Derek Welch getting snagged up in it, missing some bits and pieces. The 18 of Chris Klein is smoking for mosquitoes down there.
Well, it started with Seth Holly, and I don't really know what happened to him. He wasn't on the line there. That was a little crazy. If you look at the 48, I try to figure out what happened there.
Indeed. So let's go ahead and take a look at that 48. Oh, he got squirrely, and that just sent everybody for a wild ride here. We'll rewind it back and try to see what happened there. Of course, the camera angle had to change right in the middle of them going into the corner.
Was they checking up for the 72? Maybe I know the 72 had gotten wicked loose.
No,
I don't know.
it looked like the
Oh,
40
in front of him.
48 back end spins around on him, hits that apron, and then shoots back up the track, gets into the 51. A little bit of netcode, but that was going to happen either way. And then you got absolute carnage all the way through the corner. The 03, the 27, the 18. Oh my goodness. 72 getting snagged up at the end of it. You got some doors being met by the 48 and the 751. Oh, goodness gracious here.
Only one fast repair tonight, guys.
Yeah, that's going to be... some guys are going to be a little angry with that because you definitely need several here at this place. It's almost like a death trap. But hey, maybe it'll make them drive cleaner. I don't know. That right there just looked to be some kind of weird anomaly that happened on the track. 48 got a little squirrely. There was a lot of net code on the top end of the track, which was weird. It looked weird anyway, Brown. I don't know. I know that's kind of what you were talking about, but it seemed like some people got taken out by the old Phantom net code.
The old Phantom net code. Let's go ahead and take a view here from the roof of Timmy Stubblefield, one of the guys that he can break clean. He got lucky there. It's the 72. That was a kind of like a second after wreck, or during wreck, I should say. Getting onto that apron and breaking loose here is, goodness gracious. And for the most part, the rivers part for the 79 machine, making a little bit of contact there with the 48, but otherwise clean on through.
My goodness. That was a pretty amazing view right there.
Yeah, it really was. Well, stack back up. I wonder how many people had to use their fast repair on this one.
A minimum of 5.
5, you think?
At
Wow.
least 5, but that's how many people I counted at least missing 3/4 of their body work.
Ooh.
Mark Collins with a black flag 23 car. Not sure what it's for.
Probably coming down pit lane when it was closed. I got a feeling his engine was probably running a little rough. Didn't think he was going to make it, so.
Good call then.
Him coming on down.
An eel wheel beats a tow any day of the week here. I mean, how long is a tow here? 4.5 minutes?
Yeah, you do not want to tow. It's a long way around this track.
Oh, and that it is. As we sit behind this pace car, getting ready to get back up there, stacked up too wide here, and get this party back started. And just like that, there we go. Lights are off on that pace car. We're going to have Paul and Paul. Durkee and Ferdiani getting this one kicked back on off. Lawson, Layton, Short, and the Chandler Paul going to be starting up here in the top 6. Got Winker, Double O Joe Bennett, Tim Stubblefield, Mike Adamson all restarting up here in this top 10.
Well, English.
Yes, sir.
Are y'all gonna have any pecan pie during your little festivities?
I hope so. I'm not
I
sure.
do. I do love a nice pecan pie. What part of the country says pecan?
I think that's
Where
like
is
a
it?
Carolina thing or something, isn't it?
I
Isn't that
I don't know.
New England too.
Is
New
it?
England?
Yeah, pecan.
I know that's like that's like pecan versus pecan. It's like that's a fight in itself right there, like the cranberry fight. So I'm just trying to stir up other fights since nobody wants to fight during the race anymore. So we'll just stir up some like food fight stuff. I'm going with pecan. personally.
Pecan is the jerry can that's strapped to the wall in the downstairs bay of the B-52 where the guys go number 1 during the flight. That's the pecan.
Yeah, that's what I didn't know that happened, but that's amazing. Good story. Side note. But all right, we'll have a fight. Is it pecan or pecan? Brown, I know is pecan. We're 2 pecans, so we'll see what everybody else has to say. But we're about to line it back up. Let's see some racing.
That indeed, as the pace car dives on off into pit road here as we head on down this front straightaway. Stacked back up side by side they go as we go back to green flag racing here. The Pauls with a great start side by side. The 15 trying to get up to the back of the 33 here on the outside lane and get that run boiling. You got Lawson though underneath trying to help out his teammate there, the 13 of Paul Durkee, and that looks like that will be just enough as we got the 51 of Matt Layton making some moves down there on that bottom line as well, trying to pick up some extra positions. You got, let's see, who else? Double O Joe lined up on the, looks like the outside lane here, right behind that 15 of Vince Short, drifting up the track just a little bit there, but that's okay. They'll get stacked back up here in just a second and try to make a run on that high side, helping get that 33 of Ferdiani back up here to the front.
These guys are still trying to get up to speed here. It takes so long to get up there.
Well, I'm
They're up
looking
there
at
now, 236 miles an hour.
Larry Dickerson's missing the back deck lid and everything back there. He seems to be running okay. Getting past a little bit, but he's hanging in there with this lead pack, which is the main thing. He's sitting there in 14th place in the 69 machine.
Got to stay right behind somebody. He ain't gonna make it on his own.
No,
Or leading a group.
Yeah, just tuck up. I think that as long as the front end's good, I think you're good, right?
Kind of for the most part, yeah. I could agree with that statement as he sits in behind some guys up there on the high side, trying to get some of these laps underway.
Let's check the chat over here. Nikki Short says, "Let's go, Shorty." Rebecca Davis, of course, Stub Nation. Jennifer Ray says, "Wow, wow, at that race or at that wreck." Jessica says that didn't take long. Jessica also says they're going to do chocolate and buttermilk at family Thanksgiving.
Ooh, buttermilk. That sounds delicious.
7-Eleven Trick says pecan for their household. We're like kind of like pecan. That's what we say down here. Pecan.
Yeah, pecan. Either way, there's no can at the end of it.
I think we're doing cheesecake cupcakes with half of them with cherry pie filling on top and the other half with blueberry.
Well, I hate to dispute you there, Turner, but pecan is correctly spelled P-E-C-A-N, so...
Okay. All right, now we're getting into the actual English language nobody around here uses.
I don't claim to speak it. No.
Yeah, no, there's no right or wrong. It's all for fun.
Indeed, as we continue to race on here, coming back down in across the line, that 13 and the 19 working well together. Up at the front, looks like pretty much everyone trying to single file out a little bit up here, kind of towards the front. The 18 and the 15 still kind of stuck on that outside. I think they just haven't found a place to come back down and join that bottom group here. The 42 Kevin Winker closing up a little gap. Same thing with that 55 of Tom Parrish, who is up 18 spots on the day. Same thing with that 00 Joe Bennett, who's making a move on the outside with the 33 of Paul Ferdiani here, going up 18 spots, battling for this lead.
Got a little moving side by side action out there. You hear that?
Yeah, they're moving around quite a bit. There's the lines are just kind of getting crossed, man. They're in that transition. It gets a little squirrely, and I think we saw some of that there.
I love that Texaco machine paint, that Haviland 751 car running around out there, Mike Adamson. I love a good throwback paint. He's even got the gold wheels and everything.
Did Bobby Allison paint?
Yeah.
Nice.
Or Davey ran it last, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he is getting a little bit of help here behind him from some guys, getting everybody up to speed. Still got that little bit of a wiggle machine going on as we go too wide, racing up at the front here. The 55 trying to maybe make use of a little turbo tunnel. He decides against it. Dives right back on down into that bottom lane.
Oh, multiple cars spinning. It's another big wreck.
A multi-layer wreck here happening as, boy, oh boy, cars still flipping down that back straightaway here.
When I was with Michael Adamson, and he got super lucky. I think he just went right through that, drove right through it. Man, that's why it pays sometimes to be in the back at these races early.
I saw two separate cars spinning at the same time.
Yeah, one of them was the 19 who just got beaten, battered, and bruised. Going for that wild tumble here. Oh, he's going to be spraying for mosquitoes. Same thing. Oh, the Reese's machine getting tagged up in it as well. Goodness gracious. I think Kevin Winker got snagged up in there somewhere as well. Let's go ahead and take a look-see here to see what... Oh! Kevin Winker just got brutalized by some netcode.
19 he flipped. I bet he flipped 15 times after getting hit multiple times.
It looks like Timothy Stubblefield having an issue as well.
So, if you look at the Reese's, Scott Milner, 31, it looked like he was just following the number 19, Justin Lawson, like 3 cars ahead of him. They both kind of they spun at the same time, like twins. And that caused some mayhem there.
That it is, as oh man, heartbreak there for Stubblefield. Almost getting clean through the first one. Might have used a fast repair there, and well, maybe not having one left now as we continue to watch replays of this wreck. The 67 up. Oh boy, let's go ahead and take a view here from up on the nose of I think that was Nathan Stanley here in that 67, because he avoided everything, tries to save it, and then drifts around while that 19 of Lawson was flipping and flopping, and loses it, but able to avoid any contact with anybody. So hard impacts all around from well, pretty much everyone out there. So everybody coming on down into the pits, either getting some kind of work done or topping off with fuel and what have you. As we continue to drive on here at iRacing Super Speedway. It's going to be Chris Klein coming out of the pits first, though. He's going to have that first spot, followed by Paul Durkee, Double O, Joe Bennett, Paul Ferdiani. You got Tom Wilson, Zeth Hawley, Mark Collins, and Nathan Stanley all coming out of the pits now as well.
So these guys will regroup, get back out there, stack everything back up and try it again. Hopefully we don't see another huge one like that. That was brutal.
Well, we're gonna see one. Hopefully it'll be near the end, because we're 15 in on a 70-lap race. These things are hard to handle. Xfinity cars are notoriously hard to handle in here, especially, right, Brown?
They are, Adam, and I really couldn't actually agree with you more. I was just thinking in my head, there's a golf course up in Long Island, New York called Bethpage, and they have a course called Bethpage Black, and there is a sign on the first tee saying this course is for expert golfers only. That's what they need to put here at this track. This track is only for expert drivers here, and we highly recommend not the use of Xfinity cars. So we've seen the trucks here, and the trucks have their handful, and the trucks are the easier car to drive.
Well, and the trucks are probably the worst at net coding here as well.
But you
A lot of
can
issues with the hitbox
can-
on the trucks.
you can manage the truck though. The truck is
Yep.
it is easier to drive, but these are tough. I think these are tough. I think ARCA cars are a little bit tough. I think these are actually the toughest car to drive in the NASCAR format. That's just my personal opinion.
Oh no, I definitely agree with you there. All the horsepower, none of the downforce. As we get stacked back and aligned on up here, Jessica Stubblefield going through all the ranges of emotions at that Stubblefield household. Thinking Tim's out. No, his motor just blew, but he still got his fast repair. And then just saying, hey, she could be wrong about a lot of things because there's a lot of angry words being said from that sim rig.
Well, tell him, let's call the person out that did whatever to him and let's start having some fights. I mean, it's almost time for the feats of strength and airing of grievances. I got my Festivus pull up.
Oh, it's aluminum. It has a high strength to weight ratio.
I find tinsel distracting. That's why I use the Festivus pole.
They've extended the caution here.
Everybody's trying to catch back up. You know how it's spread out. Yeah, it's so spread out. It's hard to get everybody all lined up together. I see Scott Milner. He's back out there. Good looking car. And the Reese's car. It looks like he's cleaned it up. Looks like he's coming. No, he's not going to come back down. But car looks clean. Must have got it fixed.
27 of Tom Wilson out here driving around. Happy to have him on the face cams. Right beside him, though, as well. The 48, Zeth Holly. Got that face cam on up and running. Thankfully, Derek Welch doesn't have his. He's coming on down with the flu, and I don't want some virtual virus coming through my computer screen here tonight. Some of us have to go to work in the morning.
Yeah, they already gave us that. That was like 2020 when they gave us that one, Brown.
00 Joe Bennett up here towards the front as well. Gonna get a good starting spot. Joining us with the face cam. Same thing with the 15 of Vince Short out here driving around. Focus mode all on. Getting ready to, well, try to survive. He's still missing a few body parts down there.
Well, you don't need all them parts.
And weight reduction, right?
Yeah.
Well, you need a working engine and maybe a front end here. That's about what you need.
That's about all you need to pass your Florida state inspection that they do every 5 years. On your
we don't even have inspection around here. You should see the bungee corded duct tape shenanigans driving around. It's amazing.
There's some cars running around here that they got so much dirt and crud. It's probably holding a lot of the parts together. If they wash their car,
yes,
maybe in trouble.
Hey, there's nothing stronger than a good old rust weld, that is for sure. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing here, lined up side by side. You got Ferdiani and Klein. Here we go. Green flag is out and off and running down across that line. Still kind of about a half a mile until they reach that turn 1 and 2. As they beat and bang and shuffle lines here at iRacing Super Speedway. The 48 trying to tuck back up underneath the 00 Joe Bennett here is the 13 and the 18 working together on that outside lane as everybody trying to get back up to speed.
I don't know what line I'd rather be in looking at this. The way these guys are running up front. Looks like the outside line is getting a better run on the straights. And the inside line catches up to them in the turns.
I'd rather be in the back. How about that? But honestly, I think that outside line, especially on the back stretch, if you're with people, you can make.
Ooh, we're almost 4 wide here. Oh my goodness, they are still 3 wide though. Ferdiani, Double O Joe, Paul Durkee, and they do figure it out before they get into the corner. Thank goodness. As they head on down through turns 1 and 2, cutting back down the long back straightaway here. 27 to 67 as well are now side by side. And I'll tell you what line I'd prefer to be in, and that's the one for those hot dogs.
Oh, well, I've already got that taken care of down here. I'll bring y'all some. It's a decent hot dog here at iRacing Super Speedway.
Is it extra long, just like this track?
Yeah, they got like the 3-foot long coney here. It's amazing. Not just 1 foot, it's 3-foot coney.
Well, Seth Hawley ducked out to the outside, but nobody went with him.
Oh,
And then, oh no!
There goes Double O Joe.
Goodness, look at the 48 flying through the air. Serenity now.
Serenity now is right. Oh, Lord. Look at Albert Anderson avoid that.
Oh, 69 of Larry Dickerson getting snagged up in that one as well. Oh, bunch of torn up race cars.
That was brutal. And I think English, you mentioned before the race, if this was a real track, there would be basically a morgue and a cemetery inside the infield here, because it is
Yeah, they'd have
dangerous.
to have a crematorium on site and everything. It's just Seth Hawley, I believe, went over the fence. That's why he blinked out of the track.
Zeth Hawley had an exit velocity enough to head on out to Mars as Double O Joe Bennett comes flipping down across the infield. Larry Dickerson also getting snagged up here as well. Let's go ahead and kind of rewind that and rewind it a little bit more, I guess. See what happened with the 69 machine. Just kind of got squeezed out of room there. He did more pirouettes than an ice skater down there.
The 48, RIP to that machine. That thing is.
And the fans he landed on.
The ones that survived are probably pulling parts off as souvenirs and trying to run out to their car and get out of town.
Looks like he hit the iRacing billboard on the way out of the. He did.
Why wouldn't he? Oh Lord, that was crazy. And can you imagine if you're in VR and that happened to you? I imagine that would really be painful.
Jessica Stubblefield said, "Watching that made my chest hurt." Man, I start to have a little I'm starting to have a little moment myself, Red Sanford moment. I'm coming, Elizabeth. When I seen that happen, it's the big one.
Oh,
I'm coming to see you, Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Fred Sanford, yeah.
I don't think anybody's ever, these youngsters, they don't know what that's all about, but that was a hell of a show.
And
Fred Sanford.
Zeth Hawley saying, "Yep, got sent to Mars. Thanks, Elon." Apparently,
Didn't even need a rocket.
He apparently didn't sign up originally to go, but just having a rough night of it. What happened to Stubbs? Well, welcome back, Lauren. He was involved in a wreck, but it looks like he did have a fast repair, so he is back out there on the racetrack. He's currently 1 lap down. However, I'm sure he'll be able to get that one back without too much of an issue here. Coming on up, he's riding around behind that 03 machine, Dylan Brandt, who's a few laps down as well. Brandon Coleman calling it a night, apparently, as he is disconnected from the server.
But Joe Bennett out there saying, "Man, the Double O Joe can't get a break out there." There's several cars rather that have been involved in multiple wrecks out here. It's just impossible to avoid sometimes when stuff's starting to go sideways in front of you. Ain't got nowhere to go. That's where I think running up high will kind of help you out, because sometimes the wrecks are kind of clear from the outside lane in the turns just because of the banking.
Man, you're definitely not kidding on that front. Well, Lights are going to turn off this time on the pace car, but that doesn't mean we don't have time to talk to somebody. Let's go ahead and talk to the person currently up there at the front and was your pole winner here tonight. And that's going to be the gambler, Mr. Paul Ferdiani, driving that 33 machine. Paul, it is it's looking absolutely brutal out there. We've got newborn astronauts flying out of this track from your teammate there. We got people flipping and banging. We got crazy netcode issues. This one seems like it's a rough one here tonight.
Yeah, it's been tough for the guy behind me. Like, both times got loose. These cars, I think, following the leader down low, your rear end can swing out, and there's almost nothing you could do about it. And it's mayhem. A couple teammates have, got into some issues, and one got, I think, murdered by the guy that hit the yellow line below. So it's been a rough one, but I'm up front here. What can I say? So stay out of trouble if you're up front, I guess.
That's right. Well, good luck out there. We do know that these cars don't have near as much downforce as other packages. The Xfinity car doesn't. So, I mean, I could kind of see how the aero would kind of get disturbed, I guess, on the following car and maybe pull some of the downforce off the rear axle. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most difficult cars on this track, I think, of the top tier cars. But we'll see what we can do. We got still a few teammates out here, and see if we can get this thing taken care of. But looks like it's gonna be a long way.
Good luck. Don't get murdered.
That's the plan. That's the plan. Thank you.
All right.
Well, nobody wants to get murdered, Turner.
Well, he was saying somebody got murdered on the track behind him. I mean, I was just using his own words against him, trying to start controversy, and it didn't even work.
No, it did not. As even the pace car almost has problems getting down into the pit road here as we get lined back on up. Green flag racing we go back to here at iRacing Super Speedway 33. He's going to be side by side with the 67 of Nathan Stanley Cubs, trying to get around here and get some passes being made, as we still got a decent field of cars. Few people, still a lap or two down and whatnot. The 72 of Chandler Paul looking pretty good. He's drifting out way wide here in turns 1 and 2. Don't know if he's trying to purposely move back through the pack here or not, as we are almost 3 wide going on here. You got Kevin Winker making some moves. Richard Michelot Gray up here, up in this top 5 right now, going side by side with some people.
Wow. Yeah, it's a virtual murder. I mean, it's a racing murder in our racing. So hopefully Michelob Gray can avoid one. Good to see him up there. Let's see what he can do.
And tucked in behind that 42 of Kevin Winker right now, as Kevin Winker kind of shoves a little bit that 51 out of line there. Just kind of takes that spot away. So the 51 having to be forced to go up. Oh, there we go. 27 getting spun like a top down here. Oh, Albert Anderson just nicking him here at the end. The 03 getting involved as well. Oh, the 27 of Tom Wilson. I hope you close your eyes for that one, buddy. That one made everybody dizzy.
72 still flipping. He did about half a lap on his roof. Back on his wheels finally.
Let's go ahead and kind of see what happened back here with that 27. Oh! That was exactly what Ferdiani was talking about, where the air just gets sucked straight off that back end of that car. I'm trying to see if we can't get a good view of it. And the back end just loses it. Then you hit that apron, and well, you're done. You're just straight done. Gets up into looks like that was the 20 of Jamie Abrule there. 72 of Chandler Paul getting snagged up in it as well. Let's go ahead and watch. Chan the man slide for a good little bit here on his roof. As one of Derek Welch just nowhere to go, gets snagged up in it.
27 hit that apron transition. I think that's what started him around.
And 69 as well, I believe, snagging that.
Yeah, but I think it started with the air pushing him down onto that yellow line, and ooh. Ugly. Oh, how much we'll have? How many cars we're gonna have left at the end of this thing?
All right, so it looks like I I think you're right there, Mr. English. I think he was maybe overcorrecting for the drift up going into the corner a little bit there. Again, I'm not the one in the car. But, man, 27, just... I hope you... That's almost as bad as that Infiniflip that the old Indy cars used to have.
Yeah.
Oh, man, English.
Yeah,
I know you remember that one.
Oh, yeah. That 72 Chandler Paul, he said even on the radio, he said, I don't think I barrel rolled that many times in this game in any car.
Well, it's a simulation of a game. He would never simulate, never barrel rolled in a game. This is a simulation, so.
He's up for an interview if you guys want to snag him.
Oh,
Chan the man.
That we can as just gotta find him down there, hung out there in Derby City. Let's go ahead and talk with the 72 of Chan the Man. He was my racing partner. Unfortunately, neither of us knew official racing rules and didn't finish too great on Saturday, but that's okay. We survived and were able to come back and watch this one. And Chandler, that was it's gonna be it's a night. Tonight's a night.
Yeah, that was my last that was my last one. I already used the fast repair because I caused the first accident, which I didn't realize how loose these cars were. Hang thing just got out from underneath me and turned me sideways. Then somehow I turned into Ricky Bobby just right there.
Well, you're not on fire anymore, but I'm pretty sure if you were in VR right there, you'd definitely be using a barf bag right now. I've never seen you flip that many times. We rarely see anybody flip that many times, but that was a rough one out here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I've, like I said over on the radio and what I made a comment about, I've never had a barrel roll that long, and it took so long. But hey, at least I landed up on the wheels, so I guess that's one good thing. But
stuck the landing.
Yeah, I stuck the landing, so I feel like I got at least some points for that. But no, like I was talking to Alan about yesterday, there's no way I could have done VR, and you're definitely right. If I had VR in that, I would have got motion sickness, and I would have been able to need a barf bag after that. But all in all, it was fun while it lasted. It lasted a lot longer than I thought I would, so I'm happy about that. But oh well, I'll take the barrel roll as my way out.
Hey, you landed on your wheels just like a cat. You know when you're like 15 and you throw a cat off the 10th floor, you know, and it always lands on its feet. Oh, I never did that, but I mean, I heard it.
Hey, sometimes you got to do some real life science experience and try to figure it out.
Yeah, cats land on their feet, and you did tonight, so that was fun. At least the most fun part of this race so far. So awesome. Well, I guess you just watch the thing with the rest of us and see what happened.
Yep, definitely will. I'm actually about ready to go eat some dinner right now, so I guess perfect timing.
And that indeed. Well, Chandler, sorry for the bad luck, Saturday and tonight, but we look forward to seeing you back on the track here soon, buddy, and good luck here.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
I don't condone throwing cats off the roof.
No, we didn't think you did.
No, but you know, science experiments are very important, especially in that beat laboratory, putting liquid paper on a beat.
It does the cat will always land on its feet, though. The bee might die. Cats resilient. They're crazy little critters.
And Thomas Dolby's videos were dope back in the day.
Thomas Dolby.
Science.
As we get back to green flag racing here, that 33 Paul Ferdiani side by side with the 42 of Kevin Winker up at the front. Green flag is out and away we go. 33-42 side by side. The 51 of Matt Layton. It's going to be side by side here with the 42 as the 42 drifts on back. Oh, the 33 is going to drift up to that high side a little bit here. Maybe try to drag Kevin Winker on around. They are teammates here, plus EV. Matt Layton, disappeared there for a second, able to come on back. But that little disappearing act also slowed down that bottom line just a little bit as they lost their lead draft car, as the 33 is able to drag that 42 on up. Here comes 00 Joe Bennett, looking like he's got a whole brand new machine, a whole brand new mentality, coming up with a full head of steam with that 18 of Chris Klein launching their way up to the front.
They got a little separation there for a second, but they're back together, and here we go. 18 pushing once again. They got help behind them as well. Outside line. Only got 4 cars, now 5. Trying to make it a little stronger up there. Michelob Gray up there, the 110. Got a teammate behind him and beside him.
Yeah, he's tucked in behind that 67 of Nathan Stanley right now as they head on down this long back straightaway here. You can even see cars missing 3/4 of their body still out there running around. Stubbs hanging right on the back end of them here. Looks like that 751 Mike Adamson able to at least maintain speed. He's still doing 230 miles an hour with the help of this draft, without an engine cover, without nothing up there at the front.
3 wide. Here comes Derek Welch up the middle, trying to use a little turbo tunnel action. He's going to pass Michelob Gray.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be all he gets right now. It's tucks back in the line here with the 67. Now he's launching around on the outside here. I wonder if he told Michelob, come on, let's go. We'll go 3 wide on the outside here. And we know Michelob ain't one to go down from going 3 wide. He's up at the top side now as the 18 and the 33. Now it's going to be the 67 with the 42 with the 3 wide racing back here.
Well, you talk about Adamson. When he slips out of that draft, he starts losing momentum. He has to stay with someone or he's going to lose it. So there is a little bit to do with that front end. He needs that dancing partner in front of him.
Like coming up on a slow car or a lap car here.
Lap car's out of the way and down.
Okay. Excellent.
So far. You see how he blends back into traffic.
Hey, it blends in pretty good. Made that transition look as smooth as silk as he was coming back up. As the 00 of Joe Bennett continues to lead this race on around. Chris Klein side by side still on the outside here of, looks like that's the 42 of Kevin Winker. Beating and banging, a little side drafting action going on. 51 trying to slide on up and milk it for all it's worth. You got Nathan Stanley still tucked in here on that bottom side. Paul Durkee, Scott Milner, Mark Collins, all fighting to stay alive here tonight as we're approaching that halfway point here in this race. Already people suffering the effects of some of the damage that can happen here tonight. I'm pretty sure everybody at least once had to use a fast repair, maybe other than that 33 of Ferdiani. But definitely for sure pretty much everyone getting some sort of damage fixed here tonight. As we're 3 wide here again, 51 on that bottom side with the 1, and it looks like that's going to be the 18, Chris Klein. Ooh, getting squeezed up there a little bit as we go 3 wide for the race lead. Kevin Winker seeing the chance for a run up on that far outside lane, trying to make that run. Almost getting it, but not quite. 00 and the 33 fighting hard in their respectful lanes here.
100 miles in, and they haven't slowed down the action a bit. And we still got 15 cars on the lead lap here, boys. Not in bad shape here, really, for having several big crashes.
Yeah, they're looking good up front. Really got a rhythm going finally. Hit the like button and the thumbs up. What's that? What are all the buttons? So hit all those buttons. We can find new friends, and we'll have new people to talk to, like our friend. His name starts with V. I missed this guy. I'm hoping he's not lost. And I got a ticket for him at every race. If we could just make sure he's okay.
Is his name Reese Bobby? What's his name?
No. It's Valiant. I'm a little concerned about this guy. We hadn't seen him since he deleted all his comments one day. Come on back. Watch some races with your friends, Valiant.
Indeed, as side-by-side action continues here up at the front. They got Kevin Winker guiding around this bottom lane. The one of Derek Welsh trying to guide around that top lane. Derek Welsh is actually a lap down, so he's fighting for a lead lap spot here, trying to get back around these leaders, doing it the hard way.
Even if he doesn't get it back the hard way, as soon as the yellow comes out, as long as he's not involved in any of it.
Ooh, the 42! Oh my goodness, he got launched up to that outside walls. Oh, there goes the 51.
Yellow's out. Look, he got it back the hard way, boys.
Oh.
Incredible. 51 just, he did kind of like what the 42 did, just shoot up the track.
Oh, it was a little bit of a, there was a
track.
bit of a checkup there, and he's tried to stay out of that back bumper of the 33 Paul Ferdiani. The 67 not able to check up in time, gave him a little bit of a bump, which sent him all the way down to the apron, and that apron decided, no, I don't want you down here. You're going up to the wall, and you are at the track's mercy at that point.
Yeah, Tom Barish and Michael Adamson, they barely avoided him as he was coming back down on the track.
That impact that he had against that outside wall, that's Matt Layton. Golly, that's hard to watch, even knowing that there's not really anybody in that, because we've all seen the Earnhardt tape 100,000 times. That was 10 times harder.
And of that, you are not kidding. Looks like Michelob waiting for the pace car to catch on up.
Richard Michelob Gray is leading this thing.
Well, right now, he's got to wait for the pace car. I don't think he checked up with the rest of everybody else.
Oh.
But either way, we will continue to go racing here as we are just past that halfway point. Big thank you once again to the race sponsors here. Oh, is that Michelob?
Yeah, you got sideways coming into the pits there.
Well, that is unfortunate for that 110. Thankfully, he didn't hit anything or anybody, so no damage. Just maybe to the pride a little bit there. As 00 Joe Bennett guides this field on down into pit lane, getting some pit stops done down here. Nathan Stanley as well. I think everybody's coming on down for the most part here, other than Adamson and Dickerson by the looks of it. Probably trying to get some wave rounds done.
Jessica Stubblefield says, "What in the world is happening?"
I've been asking that for the last several years. I'm not sure.
This pack racing at this insane track, it's never ever clean. It's always wrecking. Let's talk a little bit about next week, guys. We got Atlanta coming back up for the Xfinity cars. That produced some surprisingly great racing on that new surface. Even though it's not quite as wide, it runs like a plate track, and it's produced some pretty good pack racing that we've seen so far.
You're not kidding, Alan, and it's gonna be a great one to watch coming up here next week, and it is gonna be fun to watch. I think it's gonna be these guys' second go around here at that track, so they kind of know what to expect now. They can kind of figure some things out, maybe get that strategy all buttoned up just right. Maybe they made some mistakes that first go around that they now know they won't make. And, well, I think we'll be in store for a great race, and I think all y'all will be in store for a great race there as well. But speaking of our kind of upcoming schedule, race-wise this week, not a heck of a lot going on. We do have a Wednesday night race coming to you guys. That one is going to be, I think that one's at Atlanta.
Is it really?
I believe.
I believe so. I think so.
I believe so. So we're going to get to see some trucks there in action here this week. But even more so, since there is no Cup Series race tomorrow night, we will be bringing you guys a special event. It is the first ever, and probably, who knows, it could be the last one. We'll see how it goes. It will be the first ever AAA Match Play Cup here in association with the Numb Thumbs Golf League, playing some PGA Tour 2K23, where yours truly and Alan English and Adam Turner will be competing. But more importantly, we will be broadcasting it like it is a PGA Tour event. So do not miss out on that one. It'll be a little bit more relaxed, kind of kick back, having more like having, beers with your buddies at the golf course, that kind of thing. So be sure to come on out for that one, have some fun. You can also use it as a Q&A session where go ahead, ask the important questions, is cranberry sauce a must-have at Thanksgiving, those kinds of things.
It's a great question. Thank you for asking. As a matter of fact, it is, Brown. I think so. In the can, of course. The canned jellied version is my favorite.
Yeah, gotta be canned. If it ain't coming out with the ribs, like the
yes,
can form.
Exactly. Yes.
For your pleasure. Huh?
I love those. Oh, man. Great description, but that's true. Here we go.
Indeed, as the pace car comes back down onto pit lane here, green flag racing here at iRacing Super Speedway. 00 Joe Bennett with a good start. Kevin Winker going to tuck down underneath him here. The 18 of Chris Klein making some moves as well, staying out there on that high side. Not too much help right now, but he does have some coming from that 33 of Paul Ferdiani. Timothy Stubblefield, after getting that fast repair done, he's racing up here at the front. I think he realized, man, if I want to survive this thing, I got to be way, way up here. And that is exactly what he's doing currently, riding around in fifth on that bottom side. He's tucked in behind some more traffic up here. You got the 13 of Paul Durkee racing around still, going beat and bang his way around this racetrack, as we already had a good chunk of people leaving us here tonight. We had 24 start. Well, we've got 18 still running, so we have lost 6 people so far here. Scott Milner in that 31, Reese's machine, trying to maybe make some moves up on that high side, not quite able to do so. He's going to tuck back down underneath and fall into line behind that one of Derek Welch. The 110 of Richard Michelob Gray doing this same thing. Maybe just trying to bleed off a little bit of speed by going up to that outside lane before dropping back on down. We do have, looked like somebody up there against the wall, but they brought it right back on down. Ooh, yeah, onto the apron. Oh, that was tricky for that 19 of Justin Lawson, able to keep that thing steady though.
Well, this is where we separate the men from the boys. About halfway through this thing, a little over. And real survivors left out on the track so far.
Indeed, as we're inside of the final 30 laps of this one, we're closing in on the final 25 here in just a few. As that 79 of Tim Stubblefield moving up to the high side. He sees that 33 of Paul Ferdiani, but Paul Ferdiani ducks back low into line on that bottom side. It's definitely looking like people saying, I don't quite want to do too wide just yet. As, oh, there goes Chris Klein, and who's going to join him there? That's the one of Derek Welch. They worked very well together to get themselves back up here towards the front in a situation. It's the one trying to give that 18 a good shove here, trying to get that bumper all lined on up here as they race for the lead here. 00 Joe Bennett on that bottom side by side with that 18 of Chris Klein.
Jessica Stubblefield saying, I feel sorry for everyone that's missing this race tonight. It's been crazy.
Ooh, contact being made. Some right side romance between that 00 Joe Bennett and the 18 of Chris Klein as they headed on down through turns 3 and 4. No wreck, though. Able to keep those cars on the straight and narrow. As boy, oh boy, 00 Joe Bennett getting a big time push here from that 42 of Kevin Winker.
Man. really straighten it out. They're not overly aggressive at this point. I guess they've lost enough drivers, kind of calming down a little bit. I don't think we've seen the last of the aggressiveness, though. We're going to see some more at some point.
No, I agree with you there, Adam, as the 18 and the 00 still stay side by side, the 1 and the 42 side by side, the 33 and the 110 side by side. Too wide racing for the first 3 rows, and then a little bit of a gap forming up, but it's being filled now by that 79 at Stubbs, and he's choosing to go up top with that high lane. And Richard Michelob Gray, you got the 13 trying to catch up to that back bumper, the 33, the 67 drifting on down low to get back into line here on that bottom side. Looks like a few other guys have now fallen off the pace as well, such as the 15 of Vince Short. No help there, but he is missing a ton of sheet metal from that race car down there. Tom Barish, Mike Adamson, Albert Anderson, all kind of falling off the pace here just a little bit, as the 69 trying to hang on here. He is currently in that lucky dog spot, and he is on that tail end of this lead group.
Mark Collins stayed just close enough where he could still sniff the draft off this lead pack. He's got the 51 of Leighton right there with him as well.
Yeah, that's the one thing you don't want to lose is the lead pack. If you can stay in the lead pack, you can win this thing no matter what. That's how wild they get at the end of these super speedways. Looks like Chris Klein's really holding his own up front there.
Well, what comes to bite a lot of these guys is they try to drive both lanes. We've seen that happen so many times before. You best just pick one and stay there and hope you got a good pusher.
As Mr. I'd Rather Be driving the Titleist, Nathan Stanley out there making some moves up and down this racetrack, as the 110 and the 33 almost make a little contact right there in front of him.
Well, this lead pack on the inside line is staying so tight. 00 Joe trying to go up there and side draft a little bit. 18 comes down in front of him, adding another car and taking one away from Welch and Gray up high.
Plate track mathematics in the works here tonight, as the 18 leads this group on around. That one of Derek Welch, though, he's still got some help from that 110 of Richard Michelob Gray. And Michelob, he knows a few things here about these plate tracks. One of the things he likes to pride himself as being pretty good at, of course, being older than the internal combustion engine, you would think that would have come to his advantage.
He's been drafting in horse and buggy out here. Well, check out the 23. Max trying to catch them. He'd like to help these other two guys up here on the south side line. What you got there, Turner?
Oh, I was just saying, he did work on the first production line at Ford.
In the Intercontinental Railroad.
Richard Gray putting in some work tonight, working harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter.
Oh, an oldie.
Oh, little bit of a block there. It was a little late from that 18 of Chris Klein. Sends that 42 Kevin Winker up, almost up towards the wall. 00 Joe Bennett is going to make the run here, so maybe not the call to be made there by the 18, as the 00 Joe Bennett now tries to jump up there and gather some people back together. He jumps up with that 18 of Chris Klein, as here comes Paul Ferdiani up on that bottom side. He's getting a run here.
Great call by the 110, Richard Michelob Gray. He saw what was happening in front of him. He chose to back out of it and not get into a push the pusher situation with the 00 and the 18. Great looking out there, Richard.
He's in a good spot where he can just go with whatever line he thinks is going, running the best. So good job on the 110. Though he's old, he has pretty good reflexes for an old guy.
He's gonna kill us.
That's fine. Blinking up front.
A little bit, but they're able to hopefully try to figure it out. 00 Joe side by side. One of Derek Welch, 33 of Paul Ferdiani. Paul trying to make use of that door that opened up on that bottom side for him here. I think he made the right call. Just stick with the line that you can move. And that is exactly what he's doing, and he finds himself back up here at the front for the race lead as that third line falling apart here. Here it comes right on back. Mac catching on up to that one of Derek Welsh, trying to give him that extra shove. Excuse me, that's actually the 42 of Kevin Winker. Somewhat similar paint schemes there, looking at a distance. Mac still trying to catch on up to these guys as they race side by side. The 110 giving a little side draft balloon going on to that outside lane here, trying to shove them right on backwards, but it's not going to be enough as here comes 00 Joe Bennett, almost getting clear of that 33 of Paul Ferdiani. The 18 and the 67 go side by side. The 110 and the 1 go side by side as well. Kevin Winker backing out of it just a little bit, sees the dangerous situation going on in front of him. 69 of Larry Dickerson going to come on down into pit lane. These guys will not have enough fuel here to finish this one. They will have to make some pit stops at some point.
And that's a call that's really, really hard to make there. But Rebecca Davis, Jessica, and Lauren and Jennifer Ray all saying, let's go Stub Nation. Well, look who's sneaking on up through there. I seen the 79 of Stubblefield creeping his way up there, currently in 10th position in the lead pack. Well, he's got a pretty good shot at it here, less than a second off the leader.
Okay, he's been tucked up behind that 23 of Mark Collins here, trying to get that little bit of extra speed, catch on up to these guys. He is definitely in that main group's draft as he can watch them shuffle side by side, lane to lane, spot to spot here in front of him. And it looks like, the 110 of Richard Michelob Gray thought he was having some friendly guys up there at the top, loses all the help there and gets shuffled on backwards out of the main top 5. You got the 18 Chris Klein still beating and banging out there on the outside lane right now, side by side with that 1 of Derek Welsh, as it looks like these guys trying to single file out here. I think these pit stops are probably coming on up.
Yeah, everybody getting down low, making it advantageous for them to be able to make it on the pit lane. Nobody coming this time, though.
Hey, it looked like Ferdiani or 00 Joe Bennett there kind of tricked me a little bit. I thought, here we go, they're going to that. But no, they were still going 200 gajillion miles an hour. So they weren't going to be able to slow down in time for that one. The 33 pushing that 00. The 1 of Derek Welsh getting some help from that 18 of Chris Klein, as that 67 of Nathan Stanley tucked up behind these guys as well. This is one of Nathan Stanley's best races that we've seen out of him tonight as well, running around here in this top 5 for quite a while. Kevin Winker hanging on. Same thing with that 13 of Paul Durkee, Timothy Stubblefield, and Richard Gray up there as well.
I mean, at what point can we start talking in like 0.4 Mach or something instead of miles per hour? 240 miles per hour right now going down that stretch. Good night.
Yeah, I mean, basically, your average plane, the flight is, 450 miles an hour? They're halfway there. If you're cruising from D.C. to L.A., that's crazy how fast these guys are going.
So 1 of Derek Welsh moves up to that high side here once again with 18 in tow, trying to get back up here to the front. The 1 fighting through some flu here tonight to race here, and he is doing a pretty good job of it, as that 42 Kevin Winker catches the back end draft of the 67 here and catches back up to that bottom line. Here comes that 13 of Paul Durkee as well, catching on up to that bottom side. The 110 Michelob Gray going up way wide here into those sets of turns, but able to wrangle that one back under control. 79 Timothy Stubblefield side by side with him for just a split second. He gives that 110 the spot here so they can work together and maintain this little draft pack action going on here, as 00 Joe Bennett, though, still stuck up here at the front. He's got to stay up here and pray that nothing up here happens, as he has no more fast repairs.
Yeah, the 1 of Derek Welch, he felt terrible earlier today. I spoke with him. He's got the body aches and everything associated with that flu. I hope it's the flu. I'm hoping Dustin Hoffman and Cuba Gooding Jr. aren't going to land a helicopter in his front yard looking for that monkey in the woods behind his house. I think he'll be all right here in a day or two.
you just described everything they've given us now. We got the flu, we got the RSV, we got strep throat, we got COVID. Is it all one thing? What's really happening? What's really going on?
Syphilis, and they're all kind of related.
That's very, very prevalent as well.
What's really going on is people stop drinking from garden hoses. How else are you gonna build up that immune system?
Thank you. Exactly.
Part of it, maybe.
That could be Yahtzee.
And play it in the ditches, and where the leach lines come out of your septic tank. Where all the good thick grass grows.
Oh yeah.
There.
I mean, who hasn't eaten a mud pie in their day?
Oh, good night. I've never claimed to have done that. Which I have not. I have not done.
Oh really? I'm not talking about the dirt. I'm not talking about the nasty mud. I'm talking about the good mud. The fresh rain mud.
Oh, I'm not eating dirt.
Dirt's pretty good. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Pit stops underway. Into the inside walls. You can't. I can't stop laughing.
Welch.
As absolute smoke screens coming on down into pit lane there.
Welch and Bennett both flagged for hot entry there. They're going to lose a lot of time.
Thankfully, though, it's on the entrance, so they're not having to come back down to serve that penalty. They can serve it here at their pit box. As Jerky and Collins probably making the best call out of that, staying out of the mess and staying out there on the racetrack here. If they can work together, they can actually not maintain, the full pack speed, but they maintain a pretty good speed here, and expect the 13 and the 23 to come on down here in just a moment. And yes, here they come, and they basically have a free entrance here, is trying to check it on up, and they do a pretty good job there. That one looked pretty.
Yeah, they did all right there, back and scrubbing off all that speed. That's a lot of speed to scrub off. Just a little check up on our disconnections here. Coleman, Brule, Wilson, Hawley, Layton, and Chandler Paul all have disconnected. They are done for the night.
It's the 55 of Tom Barish and that 15 of Vince Short staying on out here. Ooh, the 55 with a catapult launch on down there into pit road. I don't think he slowed down in time for that one. It'll be interesting to see.
Yep, Tom Barish, the double nickel. Hot coming in, black flag. So they'll tack on 40 seconds to his pit stop as well. The good thing, Joe Bennett recognized that as soon as he got hit with that speeding penalty, he went fuel only. So to spend the minimum amount of time in there. I think Derek Welch must have took 2 tires. A little bit of extra time spent in the pits for him. I doubt he took tires. Maybe he just took more fuel.
Well, add 40 seconds onto that, so 12. So
Well,
could have just been more fuel, or maybe some manual damage getting fixed too, or something like that.
Yep.
But either way,
I
the
think
15 of Vince Short now coming on down into the pits. So Paul Durkee, he's going to be currently your leader here. He does have people flying up on him. It's going to be Kevin Winker and Nathan Stanley, as 2 of your guys found some partners coming out of pit lane here. And look at that mob of traffic sitting right there behind them, all itching and rearing, ready to go. Timothy Stubblefield in that action as well. He was able to get some good, clean pit stop action going.
Yeah, he's got Ferniani pushing him right now. They're flying up through this field.
Well, everybody's loving Stubblefield tonight. He's having a great race so far.
Indeed, and with 10 laps remaining here, things are just heating on up. Hold on to your hat there, Paul Durkee. You're going to get some angry bees flying around you here in just a second, as Winker and Stanley with that draft. Here they come flying on around that 13. Hopefully the 13 is going to be able to find somebody to kind of tag team up with and hang on to this draft. And it looks like people are dropping on down to that low line here. He's able to grab that draft off of the 33 of Paul Ferdiani, who did a great job pushing that 79 of Timothy Stubblefield up here through this field. Chris Klein hanging on to the tail end of this thing as well. 23 of Mark Collins and the 19 of Justin Lawson hanging on here to the main pack. And then you got about a second back to the 31 of Scott Milner. I think, unfortunately, he is just, and I mean just outside of draft range here, and you're going to see him really fall off the back.
That's so disheartening because you can see him. You're a second off the back of them cars, and you just can't catch up to him, can't catch the draft.
Oh,
meanwhile, the lead pack has caught Derek Welch.
And of course, as I was saying that, here he comes. He's able to find some pocket or something because he is now catching back on up. So I think that 31 of Scott Milner able to hang on for his life. As here goes Kevin Winker for the race lead with that 67 machine, giving him the big old push. The 18 out to the outside here.
He doesn't have any help, though. He's trying to rely on a side draft to slow the 67 down, but it's not going to be enough. He needs some help up there in that middle lane.
There you got a little help here. Ferdiani's coming on up.
Comes the bump. Y'all used to be terrified when I would yell that.
Whoa.
Oh, 18's around.
Oh,
What?
gets into the 19 of Justin Lawson here. No caution
yellow.
yet. And doesn't look like there is going to be one being thrown here.
18 just got loose.
He did.
I didn't see him contact anybody.
There's the caution. Wow. Yeah, he just got loose on his own, looked like, didn't it?
That's what it looked like to me. Did he catch a piece of the apron?
No,
We've
he
seen
was
that.
up high. He was up high.
Oh, man.
God, you know what? Stubblefield was so lucky right there. He might have nicked him, but
Tonight might be Timmy's night, Jessica. She said her
Ooh.
heart can't handle any more emotions in the Stubb house tonight.
hey, he's rolling dice right now, and so far he hadn't hit
Yeah.
the snake eyes. So hopefully he can do it.
Ugh, man, yeah, the 18 just got loose on his own up there on that high side. People taking evasive maneuvers. The 31 kind of force shoves that 19 up the track and into that 18, and goodness gracious there. And it's able to hang on to it. Thankfully, no like crazy flips or anything like that, but some definite spinach going on down there. Let's go ahead and take a ride with let's go back to this. Now select Tim. Now let's go ahead and watch this as the 18 just spins out right in front of him. Ooh. Oh man, Jessica, get Tim some new shorts.
He definitely probably worn out after this one. He's gone through the ringer, just like most of the guys out here tonight, though.
Driver of the
Everybody's
19.
been involved in something.
The driver of the 19, not so lucky there, Adam. He ended up T-boning that car sliding across the track.
Oh, Justin Lawson, yeah, he sure did. That's a shame for him. Ooh, man.
White knuckle driving indeed there, Jessica. And it ain't even over yet. This is going to be a standard start, I believe. A standard restart. I don't think we're going to be into green-white checkers here for a couple more laps at least. Probably restart with what, 60 with 2 to go maybe?
I think we're gonna see our first green-white checker of the night, but it won't be an official one.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
It's a green-white checker finish here as we close things down from iRacing Super Speedway here tonight and give you a little bit of an origin of pecan. Late 18th century from French. I don't speak French, so someone say it, but it's spelled Pacane. So it's like pecan
Pecan.
from Illinois.
Huh.
Illinois.
A North American Indian language. So your people there, Turner.
Those ain't my people. Mine are the Plains Indians. We're the ones who were scalping and raising hell. I don't know what those softies were doing up there in Illinois.
They were hiding in adobe huts or something.
Yeah, they were hiding in the somewhere in the forest. They were out here chasing buffalo and the
Yeah.
white man.
Turner was one of his ancestors were out there cutting the hair off of my ancestors and
Yeah.
burning their wagons and stuff. As
If
they
you
should.
were anywhere from Texas to Colorado, you better get out of the way.
Hey,
Of course, that was in the 1800s.
that
you know?
that ain't
Yeah.
that ain't no Thanksgiving talk.
Well, I mean, I celebrate indigenous peoples giving.
Gotta talk about them pilgrims landing at Plymouth Rock.
Oh, Yahtzee.
Yeah. Well, we've been told so many stories, Brown. I don't think we'll ever know the real story, but nonetheless, we're all still here in the United States of America, which is great. Gives us the freedom to do iRacing and everything else.
That it does. But one story that we know is yet to unfold is this race finish here. And it's going to be a green-white checker finish here as they're going to go back to green flag racing with 3 laps to go. The 42 of Kevin Winker is going to lead this one off with the 67 of Nathan Stanley up on that outside. The 79 of Timothy Stubblefield hanging on here inside this top group here. He's going to restart in third. Scott Milner, Paul Ferdiani, Vince Short, Mark Collins, Paul Durkee, and 00 Joe Bennett. All grouped up in here. Derek Welsh was the kind of lucky dog there. So he essentially got a free lap back. Chris Klein and it looks like Justin Lawson will as well as they'd hurry up to try to catch this pace car as we get ready to go back to the final few green flag laps here tonight.
Wow. Well, this is like a free one, Brown, right? This is like a free overtime play here.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they do with it.
It's a free, as Paul Ferdiani, the gambler, would say, it's a free play at the slot machines as Kevin Winker watches that pace car dive on down into pit lane, and away we go, side by side, down and across the line. 3 final laps remaining as we head on down into turns 1 and 2. That's 67. Man, he gave him a big old push, and he is now side by side here racing for the lead. 33, Paul Ferdiani, able to stay up there as well. So the top 3 have shuffled their way on around. The 79 still tucked in behind that 33. The 67 tucking in behind that 42. Here comes that 31 of Scott Milner in that Reese's machine up on the outside. He has some help, but it's from some damaged race cars here. So let's see if he can't get up onto speed here. You got Paul Durkee up against the wall as they come through turns 3 and 4. The 1 trying to push that 15. The 15 just maybe not quite up to speed enough here. Trying to get that middle lane to work. Oh, there goes Milner up to the outside wall. 4 wide, 3 wide now once again. Albert Anderson down low. Everybody trying to shuffle for position here. Here comes that 79 and Timothy Stubblefield up on the high line. He's tired of waiting for his time. He's going to make his time now with 2 laps left remaining. He's got some help from the 23 of Mark Collins. As a big wreck comes out of turn number 2, bringing out the caution, and we will officially go into overtime.
Double O Joe's stuck on his side.
I had a feeling that was going to happen. It looked like Stubblefield might have survived that one.
He did. He'll be restarting in second position, I think.
Oh, netcode.
It was the netcode between Albert Anderson and Ferdiani.
Yes, sir. It was close. But yeah, it was definitely.
Okay, well, I think there was netcode between Anderson and Collins to begin with that pushed Anderson down.
I agree with that. 00 Joe. Oh, man. He goes for a flip and a spin as the wall catches him here.
Jessica's saying, I need this race to end. Well, guess what? We've got 3 attempts available at a green-white checker. This one will be our first when we go to restart here. So we got 2 more shots after this. So if they can't do it cleanly, pop an extra bowl of popcorn.
Becca Smith's real-life Cherokee Princess. I thought that was was that a song, Cherokee Maiden?
That's Cherokee Maiden, Bob Wills and Texas Playboy.
That's right. That's a great song. Got a bunch of Cherokees around. these parts.
Around Texas where I grew up too.
Yep.
Well, we get things all stacked up here, getting ready to head on down there for green, white, checker finish attempt number 1. And a quick refresher on the rules for green, white, checker finishes. The next time that they take that green flag, they will make a lap. If the leader crosses the line and takes a white flag, there will be no more cautions. The race will end on that lap no matter what. So even if you see your driver getting wrecked and spun and flipped and beaten banged, as long as they can drive it back down and across the line, they can still pick up a few extra spots. It's just gonna be a helter-skelter of a finish here with Kevin Winker, Stubblefield, Stanley, Welch, Durkee, Short, Milner all up at the front.
Man, this one has not disappointed. Very difficult track to tame with these cars. We talked about that a bunch. The Xfinity cars aren't meant for stuff like this. But yet we're out here banging our head against the wall. At least the drivers are. We're not. We're kind of enjoying this.
Man, I'm on the edge of my chair. I can't sit still.
I find that hard to believe.
This is gonna be something. Oh shit!
I'm pretty sure you can sit still.
Not watching this. This. Well, I could if I really tried, but I'm fidgeting all over the place.
Yes.
Oh, you're having a fidgeting moments?
I'm about to throw a fit here
All right.
with all the excitement.
Well, either
Cubby's gonna restart. Where's he gonna be restarting? I see him jump.
well,
Go ahead,
people
go
are
ahead, Al.
people are saving fuel and shuffling kind of up and down. So I think Stanley's going to be starting here in third. But just a reminder that tonight's race, also kind of like in accordance with the Saturday night race there for hashtag Jimmy Strong. Be sure to head on over to trackdogsracing.com to pick up some Jimmy Strong merchandise here, and A, because the logo looks really nice, and B, it also goes and helps support that family down there as we continue to pace here and get stacked back up on the racetrack. And so be sure to go and get you some of that. I know that Stub Nation was alive and well out there. He was actually Timothy Stubblefield was one of the only guys I really didn't see on the track. I just wasn't around him for a little bit. I was behind though for quite a while. That 747 of America's driver Albert Anderson, I was tucked up behind that truck for quite a while.
Yeah, the out of curiosity today, after I did the post for today's race, I went and looked up the hashtag Jimmy Strong and clicked on it, and just all the stuff that popped up, it just, as a parent, it just kind of breaks your heart, you know, and your heart breaks for that family because that kid fought his ass off against that cancer. And, he did everything he could do, but now he's the family's, you know, relieved that he's no longer in pain, and he's with his maker now, because that's a cruel disease, and you see over and over what it does to families.
That it does. And of course, as always, the fight to end childhood cancer continues to rage on, because if there's anybody, not that anyone deserves cancer, but if there's anybody that doesn't deserve it the most, man, it's kids. They just deserve to
Amen.
have a good and happy life. As we head on down here, the front straightaway lights on the pace car are off. Our first attempt at this green white checker is where it's gonna be at as the green flag waves, and here we go, side by side on down across the line. That 42 Kevin Winker getting a great restart here. That 79 of Timothy Stubblefield trying to get a good start on that outside line as well. The 42 drifted on up to make sure they didn't get too good of a run here, as the 67 of Nathan Stanley tries to give that 42 that big push on over. That one of Derek Welch pushing the 79 for all it's worth, trying to get him back up here to the front of that line. Here we go, side by side down this back straightaway, folks. Put on that drinking helmet, buckle on up, and throw inhibition out the window. We are here with the finale of this one, side by side. For the race lead, the 79 and the 42 still side by side as they come out of turn number 4, hustling and bustling down and across the line. The 79 of Stubblefield taking the lead of this race as the white flag waves, and here we go. Final lap, no more cautions. The one of Derek Welsh up on the outside with a little bit of help from that 13, giving him that little bit of an extra edge. The 42 trying to tuck back into line here. Hopefully get a run and then try to figure out a way to get around that 79 as they break down this back straightaway.
Ah, Timmy, you should have stayed low down there, buddy. You had pushers.
Either way, though, still working its way on through. The 1 goes beating and banging with the 42. The 42 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67, though, of Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. Paul Ferdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down and across the line. The 67 moves up across the track and crosses that line first with Larry Dickerson with a last-minute charge, finishing in second with Paul Ferdiani hanging on to third.
What an incredible last lap, guys. I know you're out of breath, Alan. My heart's going a million miles an hour. Oh, man, I thought Timmy had one there, Adam. I was hoping he'd stay low. He was trying to drive both lines, and he just couldn't get it stuck back in there down low.
I mean, you were yelling at him like his family probably was. But
sorry.
yeah, I was hoping he would have too, but
I was pumped for him.
Luck is a dangerous thing here.
Yeah.
It's
very, very difficult to win one of these, as you know. It's hard to win.
As we take
There's a lot of variables.
As we take a look back here at this last lap, heading on down into turns 1 and 2, the 42 and the 1 beating and banging just a little bit. The 42 trying to figure something out here with that 79. 79 drifts up the track, maybe falls for the fake just a little bit, stays there in the middle, and it looked like he still had a chance here as they went 3 wide for just a second. Beat and bang, ow, and Stubbs just drifted up the track as they hustle and bustle, and then here they come, the 69 of Larry Dickerson just staying in line just for that right amount of time. The 67 throwing that car around, trying to make it about 18 miles wide here to prevent those guys from passing him, and that is exactly what happened, and he's able to pick up the race win.
I think Timmy might have just drifted up. I don't think he meant to drive both lines. We'll have to wait and see if we hear otherwise, but maybe he just slid up. I mean, it happens here.
Yeah, difficult.
Man.
Tough. I mean, chump to champ to chump. I mean, you can be the victor. You think you're going to win this thing going into the final lap, and you could end up 10th place and vice versa. So he's still up 10, 8th spot, Timothy Stubblefield. So I think he'll take that as much as he wanted to win.
Indeed, and Jessica Stubblefield saying that is true heartbreak, and he's gonna get one of these days, Jessica. It's gonna happen. As we head on down here to our podium channel, and we're gonna have the 69 of Larry Dickerson with some great last-second moves here. Larry making it past that final lap wreck. Congratulations, finding your way onto this second spot of the podium, man. It was pandemonium out there, to say the least, and we did have a decent after the halfway point, a decent green flag run going on there, and then things get stacked back on up for some green-white checker finishes, and of course, anything can happen in that moment, man. But kind of walk us through that final lap and that move that you made there on Paul, and you almost got up to Nathan Stanley as well.
Yeah, it was an up-down race for me altogether. I went 2 laps down, got back in it, went another lap down. It was crazy. But yeah, main thing for me was survival. I try to, survive and just finish where I can and race clean. That way, being that I'm new to the group, I can earn everybody's respect. They can trust me. But yeah, I got the lucky dog, and it took me forever to get the lucky dog. And I told my buddy Dylan, I was like, as soon as I got that lap back, they getting ready to see me make some moves because I know I can do it. And I just happened to jump in the right lines at the right times where my momentum didn't get stalled out. And yeah, I thought I was gonna get them at the end. I just didn't have enough suck up of the draft off the front two in front of me to get fully alongside of them. But hey, I will take it.
Well, Larry, you did a great job tonight. Like you said, no, some of it is lucky guessing, but you did a great job out there to like seeing where the runs were and going where the runs were at. Be where all the movement is, and uh, and you hit the nail on the head about survival. But people think that plate races, well, anybody can go out there and just ride around in the draft and stuff. No, there's a lot more to it than that.
Oh yeah.
It's knowing where the safe spots are on what part of the track, and then noticing, when you've got motion going forward, and you did that.
Oh yeah. And that last lap, I was probably not gonna get far as I did. I probably would have had a chance for a top 5 there at the end. But when we got halfway down the backstretch there, I saw him start jolting 3 wide, and I intentionally backed off going into turn 3 because I figured something was getting ready to happen. If not contact, I hate to say it, but if not contact, I thought some net code was going to happen, and I hate to see that, but it is what it is. It's kind of like luck of the draw. Like I said, survival and knowing where the momentum takes you is the key thing, and like I said, just being smart with everything.
Well, you were pretty smart tonight. You lost a bunch of parts early, finished the thing
Yeah.
at second place. Great job. Two questions, one question, one statement from you. Cranberry sauce, yes or no for Thanksgiving? And who do you want to thank before we let you go?
First off, the cranberry sauce, that's to me a must. That's probably
you.
my favorite thing for Thanksgiving.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
If
Thank
I
you,
don't
thank
see
you.
if I don't see cranberry on the table, I'm not gonna be happy.
He's gonna
Do you
walk
like-
out. He's gonna
Thank
walk
you.
out.
Do you like it with in the can, or do you like it like the other way with the actual cranberries?
I had to have it with a can. I don't actually
Thank
like
you.
cranberries in it.
Man, I like this guy. Thanks, Larry.
2 for 2 for you.
We get along. Who do you want to thank for tonight?
First off, Derek and them for a couple weeks letting me join this league. I've had, before then I was talking to y'all on the chat every once in a while, and I was having a blast watching it. And ever since he let me join it, I've had such a blast joining this group. Some really good racers. I know on the ARCA side has been kind of like a train wreck for me. 3 races and 3 bad races in that. But at Xfinity, I've done, I think every race I've ran so far is a top 10 finish. But Derek for letting me join the league, everybody who runs it. Give you a shout out to y'all. Y'all's broadcast is absolutely amazing every week. Y'all do a great
Appreciate it,
job.
man.
And I enjoyed, before I started racing, I was enjoying talking to y'all just by text in the video feed. But I want to thank this and all the sponsors with this. I don't know who all the sponsors. I'm new to this. I don't know who all the sponsors are. I want to thank Dylan for introducing me to this league and letting me join his team. I hate he had a bad race tonight, but he got caught up in some stuff. I know he said he was working with a brand new steering wheel he got, and he was having some problems with it, and it kind of messed him up. But shout out to him. Shout out to everybody who watches this, man. Y'all have a great coverage. Great people to come out and watch this every week. There's high numbers. Amazing to see that. Most leagues you don't get that. A lot of people watching. And other than that, my wife for putting up with me doing this iRacing, yelling at a computer screen for a couple hours on end throughout the week, and yeah, all my friends for watching.
Awesome, Larry. Well, thank you, man, for jumping up in here, taking the time with us here at the end of this one. Congratulations on the 2nd place finish, and man, go have yourself a happy Thanksgiving this week, brother.
Y'all guys do the same. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and happy holidays.
And for a quick second. We'll talk to this man for the second time today. It will be the 33 of Paul Ferdiani. Just trying to keep that nose clean here tonight, and that is kind of what you did here, finishing in third for that 33 machine. I know we talked to you early on, and it seemed like the front was, and by the front we mean like the very front, you got to be that first car to stay out of the carnage here tonight, and you did a pretty good job of that here, Paul, and you were able to walk away with a pretty solid podium spot.
Yeah, I was happy to get on the podium. Real happy that we got Cubby to the win here for Plus EV. But yeah, this track I'm pretty good at. I know a lot of people don't like it, especially in these cars. But if you control the front and have some help and can manage it, you can do all right. So I was pretty happy with our run. I was really glad I got third. That last caution was, I don't know what the hell happened. Excuse me, what the heck happened there? And got into me. Luckily, I didn't have enough much damage. I was able to get it fixed, get some fresh tires, and squeezed to the bottom to get to my teammates, which I'm pretty happy about. And was able. Unfortunately, Kevin got wrecked, and I hate to see that. He's been struggling here at the super speedways. The last lap, it seems like he's always in contention, and something happens. But I thought we had a pretty good showing. Zeth had some troubles early. Bennett, resilient, got some troubles, but he was able to hang in there. But yeah, it was a good showing by us. I'm glad we got a win, and real happy that I was able to somehow get back to third there.
Yeah, Paul, solid race. Congrats on the podium finish. Plus EV's doing great things in this league. Next week, Atlanta. We've already seen you guys run there this season. We're returning back to it. Talk a little bit about Atlanta. I mean, we've seen it produce some pretty exciting racing. They basically turned, with the banking and everything, turned it back into a plate track.
Yeah, it's tough to pass there, but if you get, again, similar, you get up front, you kind of control some of it. There's a certain line that I particularly like that if you get to, you can kind of do some damage here. But yeah, it's again with these cars, if we can have a clean race, it's going to be fun. It's harder to pass, but that's one thing about having teammates is they can really help you out here. But I like our chances there next week as well.
Well, awesome job tonight. I got the hard-hitting questions since it's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, he does.
Cranberry sauce or at Thanksgiving dinner, is it a must or no for you?
My family, personally, we have two. We have the gelatin one and like real cranberry. So it's an absolute must.
Oh, thank you. I like it in a can, but yes. Okay, so we're 2 for 2 on these guys. Okay, congratulations. You have anybody you want to thank?
The Plus EV team, Joe, Zeth, Cubby, and Kevin are 2 new guys, and you can see they're really good drivers. They did well, so I'm really happy to have them on the team. And I'll shout out Rob Chowder, who's not in this league, has a newborn baby. It's tough for him to get in but he's one of the founding members of Plus EV. So yeah, we're real happy with the team here. I like our chances, and hope everybody has a great holiday. You guys as well. Thank you for the hosting. I mean, you guys do a fantastic job. I love watching your broadcast. I'm always in the chat when I'm playing some poker online. I'm always watching the other race leagues and chatting it up a bit, making goofy jokes. So you guys do a great job.
Awesome, Paul. We appreciate it, brother. As well, look forward to tomorrow night where we do the first ever PGA Tour broadcast over here, and it's going to be a 1 of 1. No one else has done it, and we look forward to seeing you out on the course tomorrow night. But great job here tonight, finishing up there on that podium here in third place, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited for the golf tomorrow.
Ooh, I think I got Paul in the first bracket, don't I?
I think you do.
Oh,
that's gonna be an interesting one here. We head up to tonight's race winner, and speaking of golf, he may rather be driving a Titleist, but here tonight he definitely would rather be driving the Xfinity race car as he finds his way up onto victory lane. We got Nathan Stanley up here in that 67 machine, up 15 spots on the night to get that hard charger of the day award as well. Nathan, congratulations. You were able to sneak through that final caution, and for the most part, you were able to sneak through most of the incidents that happened here tonight.
Yeah, man, thanks. It was pretty good. I got that first little caution, kind of bumped 69 there, and kind of caused him a little trouble. But he finished on top, so it worked out. And it was fun, man. It was a good race, a lot of fun. Can't believe I came out on top. So I don't know. It was weird first win of the season.
Yeah, Cubby. We talk all the time about, what happens at these pack racing tracks. Anything can happen, but you took care of your car. I mean, that's rule number one. You took care of it and you dodged as much mayhem as you could. Did you use the fast repair early, or did you ended up using it later on in the race?
I ended up using it on that last pit stop just to have a fresh car. But the most damage I took was in the first little fender bender there, trying to avoid the main pile up, and it was like 38-second optional, So I went ahead and just saved it, and I held on to it till the very last pit stop, and just went ahead and dumped it.
Well, what a victory! A tough track. I'm sure you're ready to get out of that rig. Real quick question: cranberry sauce, yes or no for Thanksgiving?
No, man, no cranberry sauce for me.
Oh,
I'm not a cranberry guy.
Okay. Well, you have anybody you want to thank before we let you go tonight?
Hey, man, big shout out to Plus EV Racing for having me on their team. Been pretty fun. Xfinity's been fun. And shout out to Numb Thumbs, man. Keep on trucking.
Awesome, man.
Congrats, man. Hey, got to give the race winner just a little bit more time. Talk a little bit about Numb Thumbs gaming community if you want to. I mean, it's more than just racing.
Oh, yeah, man. They got everything going on over there. You guys should definitely, if you're not signed up, you should come and sign up for the golf. Play some golf with us. It's a lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff going on, man. At demolition derbies to iRacing to golf and Daisy, everything in between, man.
Yeah, and it is all fun, and it's even more fun when you do it with some friends and side of a great community. Well, Nathan, congratulations on this race win, man. Go ahead, go celebrate, but don't celebrate too hard because your first match is going against Mr. Adam Turner here tomorrow night.
Well,
so Adam,
oh yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it.
Don't worry, I'll be 3 strokes down by the third hole at least, minimum. So we'll have fun.
2 beers per hole you have to drink, right there, Adam?
I mean, I was hoping so. It's a holiday week.
I'm okay with that.
We're gonna have some fun.
I can play by those rules.
All right.
Either way, man, again, congrats on the win here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night in that golf in action. And either way, man, happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys, and y'all keep doing an awesome job broadcasting, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
And that does it here tonight from iRacing Super Speedway. And yeah, it was iRacing Super Speedway tonight, boys. That's about the most that I can say about it.
Yeah, you kind of get what you get here, But one thing you do get, you get some crazy wrecks. Guys flying over the fence, guys flipping 25 times, cars sliding upside down for half a mile. You get a little bit of everything. So as far as the viewers can say, they see some crazy stuff here. That's kind of part of the excitement. I think that's part of the reason iRacing put it in the service, was just to say, hey, look, here's why they didn't build it. Here's some crazy cool wrecking action for you. But yeah, man, this is what you get here at iRacing Super Speedway.
Yeah, just a wild night. I mean, you're going to be in for some mayhem at a track like this. So this was no different, but it was a fun race, and I'm just looking forward to the upcoming week of golf and all the fun stuff we got lined up.
Absolutely. As we go ahead and take a look at tonight's finishing order for the evening, that 67 of Nathan Stanley. Cubby picking up the race win here, up 15 spots. Your hard charger of the day with the 69, Larry Dickerson, up 8 spots on the day, having a great night as well, finishing there in second. 33, Paul Ferdiani started up at the front and stayed up there for the most part and able to walk away with a third place podium finish. 31 is Scott Milner, kind of shuffled through that final wreck as well, up 13 spots to finish here in 4th. 15 of Vince Short, all beaten, banged, battered, and bruised, able to finish up there in a top 5 5th place finish. 18 of Chris Klein, man, he had a heck of a time out there tonight. He got beaten around pretty good, still finishing in 6th. Same thing with the 19 of Justin Lawson, finishing here in 7th. 79, Timothy Stubblefield, so close, but yet still so far. Still up 10 spots on the day, though, finishing there in 8th. Able to come across the line there, smoking for Mosquitoes. You got the 13 of Paul Durkee, finishing the this thing out in 9th. With the 1 of Mr. Sick, Derek Bogus Welch, able to fight his way to a top 10 finish here tonight.
Yeah, good finish there by Patient Zero. It's 40. The 42, Kevin Winker, ran strong all night. He was one of the top contenders there for at least a podium, if not a win. Didn't go his way. He'll finish in 11th. Albert Anderson in the 747 machine finishes also 1 lap down in 12th spot. Mike Adamson in the 751 worked his way up quite a few spots. Still not able to break into the top 10. He'll finish in 13th place. Richard Michelob Gray stayed on the lead lap for so long and had some good runs, had some good pushers. He pushed a few guys too as well. Up 10 spots, he'll finish in 14th place. 15th, Mark Collins in the 23. Mac fell quite a few spots there. He started in row 2. He'll finish in 15th place. Double O Joe Bennett. Man, what an up and down night for Double O Joe. He'll finish ultimately in 16th place. 17th will be the 03 of Dylan Bryant, down 6 laps after starting in 8th place. 18th will be the double nickel, Tom Barish, after some wrecking out there here tonight. I think at one point he got the lucky dog at one point, and he looked like he was going to stay on that lead lap. But hey, man, this is plate track racing, stuff happens. 19th place will go to Matt Layton in the 51, and rounding out your top 20 tonight, the 27 of Tom G. Wilson.
72, Chandler Paul, we talked to him. 21st, 20, Jamie Abrule. 22nd, 48, Zeth Hawley. We saw him leave the actual racetrack physically. And I don't know if he took out some hot dog vendors or what. That was a rough night.
Sign, yeah.
23rd place, and number 8, Brandon Coleman. I think he ran a lap or 2 and then finished the thing off. So that's it for my race in Super Speedway.
That it is. As always, big thank you to you guys for coming out and watching this great race in action here each and every week, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time doing it as well. So thank you guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we do go live, because you don't want to miss a single action of this great racing that we see. And if you do like it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button so the algorithm knows that people are liking this, and it gets shared with more and more people as we go on and around. Also, big thank you to the great race sponsors of JP Designs and 3D Prints. Thank you guys for doing some great iRacing paint schemes, as well as making some button boxes and doing some 3D printing. Track Bar Media as well. Some of the best in-sim and real-life photography and videography and video edits for the motorsport kind of general kind of area stuff. And so thank you guys, and be sure to go check them on out. Same thing with AdminBoxx. For all your adminning needs, whether that's cautions, black flags, waiver rounds, anything like that, be sure to check out AdminBoxx for your next button box solution. Let's see here. We also have, get that going, simgearcentral.com. Some of the best button boxes out there with all the flip styles, knobs, turny bits, super flippy switches, whatever have you, all at a reach of the fingertips. Be sure to enhance your sim experience over there, from simgearcentral.com and let them know that NTRL and AAA Broadcasting sent you on over there. So that way you get 10% off on your next order. And a big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com, your proud merchandising supplier for the NTRL, as well as hashtag Jimmy Strong. Be sure to get your Jimmy Strong gear today before it is gone. It's not going to be up there forever, folks. So be sure to go ahead and order your stuff on now. And of course, Numb Thumbs Gaming Trucking on out there as well, being a part of this. Davidson Builders, your proud action replay, and they got a lot of action replays out of this one. Sponsor of the evening up there in the northern New Jersey area. Be sure to go and check them out if you're looking to remodel or add an extension or whatever have you. Be sure to talk to the true professionals of Davidson Builders to get a head start on that one. So on that note, we close things down here from iRacing Super Speedway here tonight. We look forward to seeing you guys as we got a fun round of golf happening tomorrow night. The stream will start about the same time, right around 8 o'clock. So be on the lookout for that one. But don't worry, we'll be right back to racing action here on Wednesday night. We'll let you know if that one does get changed around. We know it's the day before Thanksgiving, so some people may not be able to make it, but we just got to wait and see what the admins over there do on Wednesday night. But it sounds like right now they are still up for the race. So we will be bringing you that action coming up here on Wednesday. Until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We'll meet you at the 9th green at 9, and we'll see you later.
We gone.
See ya.